Hello everyone, I hope you guys are having a wonderful day and making some really good trades as per usual. And let's dive right into the analysis here. So as you guys can probably tell, the market had a pretty lackluster day today, just kind of chopping sideways, opened higher, closed a little bit lower, but overall, with still higher than the previous close. So pretty flat day today in the SPY. Same thing with the triple Qs. IWM was up 55 basis points, and the Dow Jones was essentially flat on the day. I think the market is really waiting, is going to be pretty, sideways and floating until Wednesday, and that's when we're going to be getting CPI data. The entire market is going to be waiting for that data to come out. And the expectation is that it's going to be coming in hotter than hotter than last month. It's not hotter than expected. The expectation is to be at 3.4% year over year. Previous is it was 3.2. But if it comes in lower than 3.4, that means that maybe the market is going to be rejoicing, rallying, big gap up, right? And I'll be getting into some analysis right now to what could be, kind of. It's going to be painting us the picture to maybe what's going to be happening soon. So I have some possibilities here. So right now we're getting a lot of inside bar price action. Some people are saying this is very bearish, but if you look at the bigger trend when you put in inside bar price action, it can actually lead to very bullish breakouts. And right now the trend is up, right? It's a very strong uptrend. Yes, we have broken this upsloping trend line, right, that everyone keeps talking about. I can label it a different color here so you guys can see it better. Maybe I'll make it blue, light blue, green. I think I'll make it like, I don't know what color. I'll just leave it blue. So we'll just leave it blue because I've got a lot of red and yellow here already. So let's say this is the trend line that we've broken down from. If we are able to recapture this will be extremely bullish, right? This would mean that the low is in, and we're literally going to take off in a wave 3 and just continue to blow up the short positions. Stochastic RSI is reset on the daily, so this can continue higher, right? Don't make the mistake thinking that because we've had a big red day, it doesn't mean that the market can't continue to push higher. But in the case that we do get, let's say, hotter than expected CPI, I would actually expect a retrace down to these levels here into this buy zone from 508 to 497, and that's my Elliott wave target here. So we should actually find some support, and the market should be supported. And at that point, it would be a very strong buy and a good accumulation zone for some very strong names, I think. And then after that, I think we should start to take off. I don't know what the news will be, but we should continue to push higher, right, into the upper area of this big sell area that I have right here. And only after this big rally will we find a significant top in the market, I think, and then we can close up all these wave counts, and it'll be complete, right? The whole cycle would be complete. And same thing for the IWM small caps. I have a level down here between 191 and 199. And this would be a nice little buy zone down here, an accumulation zone, I think, and then we could bounce out of it and then continue to rally higher. Obviously, that doesn't have to happen, right? Maybe we could just take off right away. But there's still lots of bearishness right now, lots of uncertainty because of what the Fed is doing. But again, guys, do you really think the Fed is going to raise rates again? Listen, I understand. It is the correct thing to do. I agree. It is they should raise rates. Inflation is clearly not under control. They should raise, if it was me, like if it was up to me, like we'd be raising rates, like we would raise rates 10% right away. Crash the market. Who cares? Get rid of inflation. You would have solved the problems in 3 months. Yeah, everything would have blown up. The shareholders would obviously not be happy of most companies, but you would have solved the problem. You would have driven the whole economy into a recession, but you would have solved the problem. Right? We keep doing the weak thing and continuing to drag our feet, kick the can down the road, and we keep doing the stupid thing and just delay it. We have very weak administration with weak men and that aren't able to get what's do the necessary thing, and just to raise rates like crazy and drive everything down. But so right now, that's why we're teeter-tottering here, and inflation slowly creeping back up. The gold and precious market is calling the Fed's bluff and continuing to push higher. Silver especially is about to hit the $30 level soon. We're only about like $2.13 away at this point. And I wouldn't be surprised if we do that this week with the Fed, coming in with their their stupid anecdotes. Oh, we need more data. When more data comes out, oh no, we need more. So they don't know. They really don't know what they're doing. They're just clueless. So, in my opinion, I think the markets can continue to push higher until they really capitulate on rates. Because when they do, that's when there's a real problem in the economy, right? When they really start doing emergency rate cuts and stuff like that. Let's dive into market cipher here. I'll take a look at the SPY on the daily time frame. Still lots of green money flow. A 4-hour time frame. You have a beautiful little green dot right here on the 4-hour and a tight little momentum wave as well. So this could be a trigger for us to just spring higher soon. Maybe we do get a big update tomorrow in the markets. Right now they're pretty much flat, not too much price action. 1-hour time frame. Not too much going on here either. Just sideways price action. Let's actually take a look at the weekly because we do have a new weekly candle here. So right now we have a 13 and I believe probably a -1 or a -5, -3. Okay, -3 on the dual band strength index, showing us a weakening of the momentum and the trend here, but the monthly still quite bullish, 8 and a 0. But it's definitely a very big reduction in bullishness from the previous month. Weekly, although showing us some signs that we could be bearish here. This could be a turning point for the market, but we really need to see the bears step up to the plate. Let me take a look at wave edge here on the weekly and monthly time frames. So monthly, nothing going on. Weekly time frame, we have a red cross here on the SPY on last week's candle. So maybe this is going to be a big turning point for the market like it was back in July of last year. That kind of sent us into a downward spiral for a couple of months here from July all the way down to October. And after that, it was like the super mega rally. So now we got a couple red crosses. So maybe we want to be more on the cautious side. I'm not saying gold all in on shorts, but maybe get cash heavy for the time being, unless you want to be in the precious metals. It's Pump City nonstop over there. But yeah, let's take a look at the daily. Daily, you've seen this, right? You've seen this charts for months and weeks. I've been showing this to you guys. Smart money is unloading, right? It can take months for them to sell. They've been selling since late November all the way into late March, right? Recently, the last couple trading days, we haven't seen any more selling, but it doesn't mean that they can't continue to sell, right? Same thing for the triple Qs. IWM, I haven't really seen that much selling on the IWM. That's why I'm pretty much like a little bit more bullish on this index than the SPY. But the 2-day and 3-day time frame is quite concerning. All right, a big chunk and cluster of 2-day sell signals here, and yeah, I mean it's led to some pretty heavy selling in the IWM. Sometimes the retraces could be 11%, 7%. The worst one obviously was probably like 27%. But yeah, I mean maybe we do get a big retrace in the IWM because the market thinks that there's going to be a big rate hike. Panic coming, but because inflation's coming in extremely hot. But if that's the case, then they won't. They once they realize that they are not raising rates, this will just reverse all the way back up, right? And rate cuts will come. Okay, because the market's priced in rate cuts. Let me take a look at a few more things here. So we'll cover individual names now. A little bit of a longer intro. It's the first video of the week. Let's take a look at Apple. Right, Apple, pretty big down day. Not too big, but 67 basis points down today. Let me see if it cracked the previous low here. And we did not. The previous low has held, so we could still be bullish. But obviously, my stop loss is anywhere below 165 and 68 cents. I'll probably stop out of this trade and look for a better opportunity. Though I do really like Apple at these levels here. Tesla giving us a nice little bullish signal today, popping off 4.9%, reversing all the stupidity from last week. Obviously, lots of fake news coming out. Today it's robo-taxi day, I guess. And the market closed above the 20-day moving average. Nice little bullish signal there. We should see some follow through if this is the low in the wave 2, and we should start gapping up in a third wave, which would be very, very, very bullish, right? That's the really bullish case for Tesla here. And the sentiment is at an all-time low, so this would probably make sense. Leave investors behind and let them FOMO in later once sentiment comes back. Let's take a look at ROKU. We haven't covered this one in a while. So ROKU finally took its last little dip here. And okay, so a lot of people are freaking out now that ROKU has fallen from 66 all the way down to 58, because that's an 11% drop, right? Pretty significant drop in any stock, 11%. But to me, you actually have really nice bullish divergence, right? You've made a higher low. And on the stochastics, it looks like it's been reset. Let's take a look at big money. See what big money's doing on the daily time frame. Nothing there. Okay, 4 hour, 1 hour. Okay, you're not seeing any significant buying. Maybe on the smaller time frame. This is it's not a that heavy traded stock, I would say. All right, so you're really not seeing anything. Okay, I mean, if you get on the 5 minute, there's like a shit ton of buying. But I wouldn't really trade long-term signals on this. But like I said during that last video, I think I said that they were really buying the like a crazy amount of ROKU on this downwards dip here. So if you're already in a long on ROKU, this would be either the time to add or just get ready for a big move up if that's the case. Because I think that ROKU is starting to bottom out here. This is our count. We've been following it for quite a while. These wave 2s typically retrace very deeply, so this is pretty typical of a wave 2. And now you should start coming out in a wave 3. So wave 3 fashion, very bullish. We got earnings coming up, so maybe we do start to come out, and then earnings is what sends it to the moon, right? So we'll see how this one plays out. I am currently in a trade on this one, full disclosure. Let's take a look at PayPal. PayPal, where's PayPal? I always lose PayPal. It's probably because we don't do it enough. All right, PayPal. PayPal is actually, I think, in my opinion, it could still be in this B wave. If it starts to impulse out, then we'll know that the B wave is the wave 2 is in, and that we're not going any lower. But maybe we have some bad news coming out on PayPal. Big dip buy like Tesla. Fake news or news that people are selling but shouldn't be selling on, but they're selling because of their emotions. And then we get a beautiful opportunity to long PayPal down here at the $60 level, or maybe 61 if we're lucky. Okay, let me take a look at a few crypto miners. I know a lot of people like to review these ones. Where are they? We'll just type the name in. So Mara, we'll cover Mara. So Bitcoin near the all-time highs once again, trading at 71,400, very close to the all-time highs. Yet the miners in the toilet. You had a gap up today, and it was just constant selling in these crypto miners. And in my opinion, I think you got lower to go. I think you're going to crack these lows, and I think the C leg is going to take over, and sentiment's going to be really bad. People are going to panic sell, and that's when you really want to get into these names, because they have so much upside potential. Not looking at the fundamentals, just looking at the pure technicals. I think there's a lot of opportunity in a lot of these names here. But yeah, it's up to you to do whatever you want. Hut mining still trading at $9. I really like this name. If we could get even down to the $7 range, I would be really interested in starting a position here on Hut mining. Taking a look at a few other ones, CLSK. Excuse me. This one should be in its C leg and should start to impulse down in the third wave, and it's kind of looks like it's already starting to do that. So I wouldn't be too surprised if CLSK gets back down to $7, maybe $12 to $7 in this area. This is your accumulation zone. You can see this buy area worked perfectly here, and we rallied out of there. Let me take a look at maybe a different name, different sector. Let's go back to the mega caps. NVDA. Excuse me. NVIDIA. So a lot of people wondering why the market is still going up if NVIDIA is going down or just not doing anything. Well, I know NVIDIA is a very big name and a hot name in the semiconductor space and in the tech sector as well, but it's not the entire stock market. It can have a huge adverse influence on the stock market, especially when it's a news-driven, news-driven event. Like its earnings, when we had amazing earnings, we gapped up again here. The whole stock market was lifted out of its misery, and we continued to push higher, right? So this saved another, the bears were trying to push it lower. This saved the whole the whole bullish scenario continued to push higher. So this is why I think the market could continue to be supported if NVIDIA continues to push higher. My buy area is between 839 to 763, so anywhere within this range I think would be a nice chance to accumulate some NVIDIA and potentially to push higher to some new all-time highs once again. And once we do get to new all-time highs, you're going to get price discovery, you're going to get short squeezed out, stuff like that. Let me cover probably one last thing here is the TLT. We always cover the TLT. So TLT yields pushing higher today and actually making a new high. Or no, was it today? Yeah, it was today. So this is a new candle. So today pushing higher, retracing later on, but pushing the TLT once again to the buy area. Could this be the wave 3? Well, we'll just have to see. Be patient, because if it is, this means inflation's higher, and the yields the bond yields are going to be pricing in higher rates. And that's just going to cause a whole lot of pain in the market if yields continue to push higher. The dollar seems to be weakening here last couple trading sessions. Could this be a wave 2 and into a spring higher into a wave 3 on the dollar? This could be the case. CPI, the chart is kind of set up for that now, for a higher dollar, which means maybe inflation is going to come in hotter. But anyways, I don't really want to make too many assumptions. I'm not an economist. I just do what I think is best, and right now the charts are just are set up the way I think what's set up the way I think things are gonna play out. But the thing is with the TLT, it could already be done. You've got minimum requirements met, and you could just start to take off at any moment. Meaning they could cut rates at any moment, right? They could have the pivot. The true pivot where they say that's it, we're really done. We don't need any more data. We're done. We're cutting next month, or the cuts come right now. So we'll see. Anyways, have a wonderful evening, guys, and we'll catch you guys tomorrow.